Welcome back to On the Couch here at the lounge in Manhattan Beach Toyota. I'm Brad Jacobson, and behind the camera is my buddy JP Cordero.
Yeah.
And today I've got a great guest, Moi, the front man from tomorrow's Bad Seeds. Hey Moi, thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate your time.
No doubt.
So we're going to start off with some fun questions, some stuff about the band. And can you tell me, did you guys start off here in the South Bay?
Yep. Me and my brother Matt had our first show at the Sacred Grounds in San Pedro. But from then we just started trying to play as much as we could all over town. And then I thought to myself I should start a band. And, you know, and almost 20 years later, still going strong and loving the vibe and just happy and stoked that I get to do what I love every day.
So is this something that you had like as a vision when you were a kid? You wanted to play music for a living?
I always knew that I wanted to sing, but I was just really shy back then. I went to a breakdancing practice yesterday that I used to go to 20 years ago, and I haven't been, actually over 20 years ago. I started going there when I was 16 in '96. And still the same people running it and still a great time. And like I was thinking to myself yesterday, like if that never happened in my life, I would never have the courage and the, you know, to do what I want to do.
So JP was telling me that you actually sang the national anthem at a Kings game.
Yep, when I was 16, I played hockey for Costa too, because I was more into sports back then.
Right.
I should have started a band when I was in high school. I was friends with all the guys that, you know, were in bands and stuff like that, but nobody really knew I could sing, and I just kept it to myself, because back then, we went to a school that was, you know, everybody listened to hip hop for sure, but it was more punk rock based, you know, and
yeah.
Punk rock isn't hard in my eyes to do. It's more political and it's got a message like that, but I sang more like R&B, pop, and like love songs type stuff, and nobody was feeling that.
Yeah. So
I'm listening to
being a shy kid and singing a different type of music, it's just
I come from the South Bay where everybody listens to Black Flag, Pennywise, Descendants, like. You're not singing.
You're singing Marvin Gaye.
Exactly. You know, like, no, it's not happening, dude. Michael Jackson, like, what? What's going on, bro?
So wait, I want to get back to this breakdancing thing. Mm-hmm. I might have to get you. Can you breakdance on the floor out here?
I could, but man, I just did it last night and I'm hurting, bro.
It's got to be hard. It's hard in the body, right?
Oh my God.
You do a lot of stretching, or what is that?
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed is that I used to almost be able to do the splits on command. And I haven't really danced like that for like 10 years. I was still messing around like 10 years ago, like going to practice here and there. But last night, when I was stretching, I felt the tightest I've ever felt on the inside of my legs. And I was like, whoa, I was still had a good stretch, but I was like, I need to at least do that more for sure. And then I went to go down and do moves, and I used to be a combo power head is what they call them. I could dance too, but I like do flare, 90, windmill, flare, headspin, windmill, flare, 90, flare, 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 like that many combos in one set, you know, which is like 9 to 10 moves. And now I can do like 1 to 2, 3, you know, and I'm like, whoa, hold up. But I was smart yesterday. I didn't go too hard. I kept, you know, I'm like, I know my limits right now, and I'm about 25 pounds overweight, so I was like, let's not hurt yourself, dude. But it was fun. And like,
so do you break dance on stage?
I have before, and I do certain things, movements, you know. It definitely helps for the performance because I have a good rhythm when it comes to that. But our music is a little more of a vibe, you know. It's more irie music, so you kind of just, you know, it's more of like a two-step and just like a sway motion when you're doing it. But it definitely gave me the confidence, man. Like, I owe everything to b-boying and battling and West Coast Rockers and LA Breakers for bringing me out of my shell, because singing, my mom sings, my grandma sings in my blood. I never took lessons or anything, you know.
So was your household full of singing when you were little? Mom singing,
my
grandma
dad plays
singing?
guitar, me and my grandmother sang, I mean.
Aside from breakdancing and singing, being great at both, is there anything else that people don't know about you that you're really good at?
I played hockey for Costa all 4 years, you know. I wish I could afford to play ice back then, but I was really good at hockey. Always been good at sports. Always been like an athlete kind of person, athletic guy, you know.
Right.
Up until I had my kids, I was in really good shape, you know.
Yeah.
When you have kids, it kind of
I know this well.
changes your
I know it very well.
What's important, you know, and what your responsibilities are. But I mean, I'm kind of the jack of all trades, master of none type of thing, you know.
Right,
I'm lucky like that, you know. And I've always been into as much as I can and just expressing art and.
But being a Dodger fan here, that's cool, man. What do you think? Do you think they're going to be coming back? We'll go a little sports on you here.
You know, I'm really not a big sports guy, but I'm an LA guy. So when it comes to hockey, I'll watch the Kings for sure. I'll watch baseball for sure. I'll watch the Lakers. You know, I'm a Raiders fan too, but I'd rather watch surfing, to be honest.
Switching it up a little more, I noticed you got the Hermosa tattoo on your forearm there.
Yeah, man.
Are you born and raised?
Yeah, so was my mom too. My mom, they're really from Manhattan Beach. My family's from, my mom grew up on Voorhees and Peck her whole life. My grandmother had a house out there, and, you know, I pretty much lived there my whole life, except for when my dad took me to Mexico when I was little. I lived in Mexico from 5 to 10, you know, but other than that, South Bay is home, and people, this is a vacation spot for people, so I don't really see myself really moving out of here, you know?
Right. Yeah,
I love it. And like, I don't, you know, the way of life here. You know, people don't understand it, but I really do love it. And I chose Hermosa because Hermosa was more like my stomping grounds as a kid, and to me, it's not so yuppie. You know, it still kind of gives to what old South Bay used to be like.
Right.
At least it's trying to hang on to it.
Yeah. On that topic, is there something growing up you loved in the South Bay? It could be Hermosa, Manhattan, Redondo, El Segundo, that is no longer around, but you loved it when you were growing up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I worked at this spot called, I don't know if you guys remember it, but it's the Old Castle Park.
Yeah.
It was the
I remember that for a while.
mini golf, and I worked at the
freeway
water park. Yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that was pretty awesome. Growing up working there, it was like, you know, full on like movie type thing, oldies type thing. You listen to oldies all day, sat in board shorts and just watch kids go down the slides, and that was something that was really fun for me growing up. But I miss the way the pier used to be, Hermosa Pier. You know, it used to be the U, and people used to have the stairs, and you'd get to try to ollie off the stairs, and the food too. Certain places, you know, that aren't there anymore. You know, like there used to be this place that nobody probably remembers this, but on Aviation was a place called Chicken Lickin'. I don't know if you remember that place.
I don't, but yeah.
I don't know why I remember
JP
that
does.
place, but I don't remember why. But I love that chicken, and you know, little things like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Little
And sometimes
nostalgic things.
it's childhood.
Yeah.
There's no worries, there's no cares. You know? And so
Exactly.
some of that, like when you're talking about that chicken,
Yeah.
it's kind of more about that time of span of life where you were happy and there wasn't bills and kids crying and all this
Exactly.
stuff. Speaking of kids, you got 2 kids now.
I have 2 kids, Zion and Caden.
What's the ages?
Zion is just turned 4 months old, and Caden is 3.5 years old.
So we got something fun that we do with everybody. Do you have your cell phone on you?
Yeah.
We ask for your 3rd photo. If you're able to share it
Yeah, I don't do that anymore.
anymore.
I don't have bad photos anymore.
All righty.
He went to the he had a field trip yesterday with his school. He goes to Noah's Ark up in Torrance. That's where we live now. And we got to go to PV and do like the whole horse riding and the petting zoo deal and all stuff like that with his school. So he was really stoked yesterday.
True father now.
Yeah.
Before, maybe 10 years ago, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, it might have been something else.
Do you have any go-to apps?
It's a game that I mess with. Well, I mess with Fiverr a lot, and I'm always looking at Coinbase because I invested in Punk, and I love OfferUp, so I'm actually an OfferUp junkie. But the one that I'm really on right now is this True Surf video game from Surfline. So when there's no waves, check it out. I just saw this the other day and I started playing it, and now I'm addicted. And I don't even like video games. And then you go boom, and you gotta go whoosh, boom. But see, it's too fast.
Close out.
It's too fast.
That's a South Bay wave.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, he's surfing Hermosa right now. Do you wake up in the morning and pop your phone on?
Yeah, you have to.
You have to, right?
Especially with the band. I mean, I have to check my Instagram every morning, check my emails every morning, make sure that bookings or whatever is going on, if they need media content. You know, I'm the manager of the band right now, too.
Right.
And
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, trying to do it all, you know.
Well, speaking about binging, one of the questions we like to ask, too, is Netflix and chill. Do you have anything that you're...
You know, I'm not a real big TV. I used to be a big movie watcher, and I used to definitely get into shows and stuff. I have watched a few shows on Netflix recently, but I get home and I pop something on, and it's 3 in the morning.
You don't Netflix, you just
pass
chill.
out. You know, I just pass out now. I literally go to bed like at 2, 3 in the morning. And I wake up at 7 or 8 every morning. I sleep 4 to 5 hours a day and hustle as much as I can. But I just saw that show. What's it called? Ozark. I binge watched that one. Man, dude, I watched it in like 3 days, bro.
Yeah.
3 days.
So
I was like, boom. I couldn't stop, dude. I was like, till 6 in the morning, wake up the next day, like 8, like I'm so tired. But I watched Ozark. It was awesome. And I like watching documentaries, you know, like. I don't know if you guys ever heard of DMT, the spirit molecule?
What is
it's
it?
A good documentary.
What is it called?
DMT, the spirit molecule.
No,
You
I
should
haven't
look
seen
into
it.
it. Yeah, this is someone that everybody
Netflix.
should do in their life. Netflix for
All
sure.
right.
I think they might have taken it off there, but there's also a new one called Searching for Sugarman. It's an awesome documentary, dude.
I'm stoked.
Awesome.
So one of the fun ones we love to ask is guilty pleasures. You got to have something. What's a good guilty pleasure for you?
It's a disgusting one too, dude. I have plenty of guilty pleasures for sure, but I mean one that's for sure, I do not know why. It's like Dr. Pimple Popper. Those videos get me, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, she has like a full sick Instagram too now. But it's like, you know, it's just crazy. Like
people popping pimples?
Yeah, and like the gnarly ones, you know, like ones that are abscessed. It's like you have to cut it open. It's like blah, and like You know, the other day I was watching it and my son's like, what are you watching? I'm like, no. He's like, and he's all into it. And I was like, what is that one? Pop them like, no, you can't see this. He's like, and then he told his mom and I got in trouble. And like,
Now they need
like
an app for you so you can play and you can pop them yourself, you know?
Oh my God, disgusting. But that's a guilty pleasure. I like watching that for sure.
Pet peeves. Do you have a pet peeve?
Yes, I have plenty of pet peeves.
What's your largest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is the road rage type of stuff, but it's like when people don't put on their blinker.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why
That's
it
a good one.
bothers me. It's like, it's so simple to do.
It
You
is.
see these people changing lanes and no blinker. It's like, come on, dude. Like, it's so easy to let someone else know and you can prevent accidents and, you know, simple stuff like that. You know?
That's a big one. They even have memes on that.
Yeah.
You know, where like, oh, we can send a guy to space, but we can't teach people how to turn this.
Exactly.
Turn this,
It's so
you know,
simple. And your thumb is right there.
Yeah.
That and dishes. It's like, if like you're doing your, you're like, it's so easy to
Yeah.
clean your dish right away.
Yeah.
Even if you're gonna, before you put it in the dishwasher, like you should never have.
I can't
especially
wait
the
till
day
your
we're living
kids
in.
get older. They're gonna
Yeah, dude. No, my son doesn't put away his toys. It's so easy to just not let him stack.
Yeah.
You know, even if you do let them stack, pour some water on that. Because all you have to do is boom, boom, and then put in there. You know what I mean? That's the simplest thing we have nowadays. Unless you don't have a dishwasher, then I
Right,
get it. And they
right.
stack, okay, I can understand. But we have dishwashers now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Just let a little bit of water, boom, hot water is done.
I love it.
It's so simple.
Moi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you
It's
for
been a
having
pleasure,
me.
man. This is great.
Yeah.
So keep following us there on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for our future On the Couch episodes. Thanks.
And if you guys want to keep up with us on labadseeds.com or anything that says Tomorrow's Bad Seeds on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you guys want to find us, just look us up on Google.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.